So, Fred, what would you say is the impact that this dysfunctional behavior of lying, misleading, covering up things, secrecy, like what impact does this have on people and also the relationship?
That's horrible. It feels like you're going crazy because things don't add up. And you tend to notice the small details that don't add up and you try to make sense of it. If what we were told were true, then this thing shouldn't be happening, but it's happening. Therefore, what's going on? So we start doubting ourselves. We just doubt the other person. We look for some kind of reassurance or closure, or just try to get the facts straight. And it's really unnerving when a person tells you that one thing is true and the other thing is true, and you process it. You go, these two things can't possibly be true at the same time. So which is it? And it can turn into some kind of obsessive compulsive behavior where you're just trying to make sense of what am I getting myself into? I think we have this lingering sense of danger of this is not safe, whilst at the same time convincing ourselves that this person is safe. So the two don't add up. And it's sort of, I think the body realizes there is danger somewhere, doesn't understand where it comes from, tries to make sense of it to identify the source of the danger. But well, you got a huge blind spot, which is this person is not trustworthy and they're misleading us, which then means that we can't really build anything solid if we don't know what we're getting into.
Exactly. Yeah. So the person can expect, like, if a person has a partner that is hiding things or deceitful or covering things up, the individual can expect in the relationship to feel anxiety, confusion, worry, maybe expect or maybe be suspicious of, affairs, cheating, loss of appetite, stomach issues,
Yeah.
headaches, loss of sleep, weight loss, or even weight gain, like emotional eating to make up for that discomfort. I understand it's really not a comfortable feeling. Like it
Mhm.
makes you sick to your stomach. Like,
Yep.
am I going to just one day just see them at in the car park, like hooking up with someone else? Am I going to get something else sprung on me? It's a very uncomfortable existence to be in a relationship with someone that you really can't trust for whatever reason that they are hiding things for. Yeah.
That's true. There's the rational side of I trust this person because X. One of the tricks, actually, it's rather funny, is you take your phone, you film in slow motion, and you talk about how you feel about the person. And if you see a sense of despair or sadness, the micro expressions, which see much better in slow motion, it tells you how you're really feeling inside. And if you can't trust the person, you don't feel good. And also it means you can't build anything else outside because you can't focus on work, friendships, simply because you don't feel comfortable with where you're at. Then there's always this lingering threat. A relationship is supposed to be the safe place where you're building an important future, and then because it's safe and stable, you can focus on other things and do well. When when this is not solid, it's very difficult to do anything else really. And
Absolutely.
all the symptoms you mentioned, yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Health issues, coping mechanisms. I know people who pick up smoking every time something's going wrong, and now it's sort of become the indicator. Okay, you're smoking again, therefore something's happening here. And the brain might not understand it rationally, but the body understands it.
100%. Yeah, a relationship without mutual trust it's definitely an uncomfortable place to be. And it also, what tends to happen is that the person that is hiding things and is dishonest and is lying will also tend to, project that onto the other person also. Like, oh, who are you going out with today? Like, where have you been? Let me check your phone. And they make life hell for the other person when it's just a projection of their own dishonesty and, misleading behavior.
Absolutely. It's one of the most effective strategies actually for manipulating people is you accuse them of doing exactly what you're doing. So if ever they figure out that you're doing it, you just say, well, you're projecting. That's complete gaslighting. So I
Yeah.
think it's really important. Observe who is lying, even the small lies. Observe how they lie and the different types of lies. You can maximize, minimize, you can invent, you can you can hide completely. So maximize, minimizing, exaggerating, and downplaying things, and the multiple types. And whichever way people lie is the way that they lie in general. And then always think, the person tells me X. How do I know it's true? And always use the word allegedly. I find that's very helpful. The person allegedly went to university here, but until you see the records, you don't know if it's true. They allegedly have a job. Until you have proof, you don't know if it's true. They allegedly had an accident. Okay, but you might see. Then you can try to figure out what was the accident, when did it happen, where did it happen, and was it an accident, or is it something that was not really an accident? But
Fabricated.
yeah, at the many levels, and we don't know. People are capable of absolutely crazy things, and we don't really know the people until we start knowing the family, the surroundings, the friends, and have a long history over time. And the colleagues. That's why I think back in the day, dating someone from the village made a lot of sense. Is you knew the parents, you knew the family. It wasn't a stranger. So we like the idea of meeting strangers, but we see them out of context. And sometimes you meet the friends, and the friends go, "This person's got a bit of a reputation, and there's a good reason for it." We want to be open-minded and not think about that, but maybe it would be helpful to know about it.
100%. Yeah, you have to know who the real person is in order to know exactly what you're going to get in the relationship with them. And people are, in today, like you said, the way of dating today, it's very easy and convenient for people to hide their true self and just deliver a false character that is not truly them.
That's true. And it's a good short-term success plan, success strategy. It works very well in the short term. In the long term, it's not sustainable. So, what do we value more, short-term gain or long-term success? And it depends what we want. If it's short-term gain, it's fine. It's just short-term. If you want to build something long-term, you got to make sure you're finding someone who's trustworthy in the long term and also values the long term. That's not easy. That's where, we mentioned before, having lies means that you can't build something in the long term because you're building on a foundation that's not solid and will collapse at one point.